So welcome to this Monday Circle,
It's being recorded.
where we're going to be sharing. In addition to what we do, I'm going to be sharing what we're being invited to participate in a really quite, I think, momentous shift for the female energy, which then is a shift for the energy of humanity. And that's what we've been doing. I think this is number 5. I've been really amazed by the power of it as I'm feeling it, and how it has impacted how I do many of my other meditations and healings. So welcome to today. And well, first of all, of course, let's set our space. Just notice your breath as it comes in and out of your nostrils. Nostrils are the area designated for bringing oxygen in to the body. We're activating the system of alert and anxiety. It's also a part of the nostril breathing. Let that breath bring you to this present moment here, right there in your home, the home in which you are sitting, in this present moment in humanity's time on the planet. We gather in conscious intention on the sacred ground of sovereignty. Each of us cocooned in the 6-fold layers, fields and intelligences, and in beings who man those fields. That we can maintain our stand of sovereignty, our connection to the divine, our connections to all that is good and all those we love. We place that 6-fold cocoon around the circle. Those who are present, those who are not present physically, around our homes, our lands, and all that we love. These are our spaces. We were given divine stewardship over them, and we claim that stewardship and right to design and claim and declare. And we know we gather with teams and connections, guides and teachers and loved ones in unseen realms beyond even those that we understand and know, that are here with us with the same intention of restoring our energy, fields, souls, environments, cultures, worlds, families, homes, all to the divine family's agendas of experiencing and creating and sharing all aspects of good and divine. And we thank them for their support and guidance today. We stand here on Gaia, representing the most ancient families there have ever been, those who came on Earth missions. We stand on their ground, the ground provided them by Gaia. And we stand with her for her sovereignty, for the 6-fold cocoons around all that she has created in love. We stand as great, powerful stewards and presences. And so it is. So let your breath fill that decree. Anchor it within your core of your being, radiating out to all space, time, dimensions, realities, including all in our sacred ground communities, our tag communities, our galactic communities, all that we love, present, physically or in spirit. And let your breath bring you back to this present moment where we are here together. And we're going to place ourselves into the circle, bringing into this circle of the divine good the numbers of those who we intentionally place there for their highest good and heat expression, and also for any furry ones, any life forms of any kind, any situations, personal or global. And how about a quality that you really want to amplify for our circle today? So we'll do it tag style. So Sharon Raji, you're on Woodby Island on a wintry day of a little bit of rain, but now just light sun. It's beautiful here. I'm going to bring in 64 individuals, 6 galactic, no, that's interesting, galactic situations, 8 global situations, 3 personal, and I'm going to pass to Evie. Oh, and the quality, power with. Evie?
Oh, I am here in Anacortes, Washington. We've had some light snow falling on the gray. It's very cold. I'd like to bring 6 people into the circle. 3 personal situations. I'd like to bring the people of Russia who believe in goodness and sovereignty for all. I'd like to bring in everyone involved in the election, directly or indirectly. And I'd like to bring in clarity and simplification. And I'll pass this on to Angelique.
Thank you, Abby. And hello, everyone from the Netherlands again. I bring in 10 people and many world situations. And 3 personal situations. And my quality is focus and intention. And I go to Arlie.
Thank you, Angelique. I'm Arlie. I'm in New Zealand. I'd like to bring in 25 people, my old sick cat, 4 personal situations, and the US elections. Everything about them, as well as elections in other countries. Special focus on that. And I would like to bring in the quality of wisdom. And I will pass on to Deborah.
Thank you, Arlie. I'm Deborah in Sanford, North Carolina, and it's amazed to hear you guys have snow. It's been really warm here in the 80s, which is unusual for November. I have a huge flock of starlings or grackles outside my house. I guess they're included. So I'd like to bring in a group of birds, 20 people, 6 personal situations, the elections in the US, and multiple world situations, including other countries who decide to, through trolling and all the internet stuff, work on elections and people's beliefs and messing them up to cause division. And I will call on Alexandra Lett.
This is Alexandra Lett. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
We can hear you, Alexandra. You're little, no, now you're muted. Now you're muted. There you go. That should work.
Okay. I am like Deborah. I live near Sanford, North Carolina, out in the country. It has been a spring day, and one of the things I did that gave me joy is I sat out in the yard and played with my 8 cats and soaked in the love. The quality I would like to see the most this moment is discernment, knowledge of what is really the truth. I have a huge family, so trying to figure out, I'd have to say about 33 people I need to bring in right now, and 5 personal situations. And of course, the US elections and all the issues that we're dealing with in the world today. Thank you. How about, okay, Cinda, you want to go next?
I would love to. I'm trying to figure out how to put my video back on. How do I do this? How do I do this? Oh my gosh. So I want to bring in 7 people. I want to bring in one glorious, beautiful situation. And the word that I want to bring in is ineffable. I just learned what that word meant, and I am so excited to use it all the time now. And I want you to see my face, and I can't get it up. I don't know what. So ineffable is my word, which means indescribable. There are no words for the awe I am experiencing. And then I want to bring in 7 glorious people and one beautiful, glorious situation. And I turn it over to Sharon. Is it back to you? Someone's waving their hand. Who was it?
I think
Sue.
hasn't
Sue, you
gotten it.
haven't gone? Please.
I haven't gone. Thank you.
Yeah, of course.
So I'm Sue. I'm in Mount Vernon, Washington. Temperature keeps dropping. It's cold, but I'm a lot warmer now than I was. So I'm bringing in 7 people, one world situation, and justice for all, and peace of heart, peace in our hearts. And I turn it back to Sharon.
Thank you, everyone. I just got a note from Sharon Alexander, so I was busy. She's trying to get in, so it took me a minute to do that. So say your qualities again, Sue, because I think justice for all.
And peace of heart.
Peace of
in. Mhm.
Great. Oh, okay, so affirming that incredible space that we call divine good has woven intentionally last December, intentionally beyond our connections, even coming from the divine, to hold space for that which needs to be dissolved, for new doors that have not been there before to be presented. We have placed all of those individuals, all of those situations, all of those loved ones of life forms of any kind into that basket of divine good, and ask that they be held in that space of great intention for as long as their higher selves need them in a physical sense to be there. And so it is. So a lot has been transpiring since we first began this. This whole series started when I did a I was invited by the mothership to do some kind of a grandmother presentation. There was a download. And then the 1,000 goddess presentation, knowing that when 1,000 goddesses, gather, that the world will change. And we've just gotten another good friend of mine, Karina, coming into Karina. And what we've each done, and we've just barely completed it, and you're right on time. We've just introduced ourselves and put ourselves in the circle. Our circle has been set for sovereignty and sacred space. But we come into the circle and we just, this is an invitation to you. You don't need to, but you can. Who you are, where you are on the planet. And we place individuals, situations, or furry ones, life forms of any kind, just by number, into this circle that we call divine good for their whole healing and guidance, etc. So if there's numbers of individuals or situations, you can put those numbers in. This is a lot for you to think about. And a quality you would like to really anchor into the circle. So where you are, who you are by name, how many individuals or situations and or love furry ones in the circle, and your quality. And we welcome you.
Oh, great. Okay. Yeah, wonderful. I think I understand. If I make a mistake, I think it's okay.
No.
My name is Karina, and I'm currently living in Savannah, Georgia. And my furry little dog, Gracie's right here. But I'd love to put all my mother, my sister, my daughter in the circle as well as me. And something that I would love to also bring into the circle for all of us women right now is self-love.
Perfect. Perfect. Welcome. Thank you for being here, Karina.
Thank you.
So the qualities that we have anchored is self-love, wisdom, the power with each other, goodness and sovereignty for all, focus and intention, clarity and simplicity, discernment with awareness of truth, inevitability, justice for all, and peace of heart. What magnificence you've all brought to the circle. So our Monday circles have been going on for like, I don't know, maybe 3-4 years now. And our intentions has always been to hold firm a presence of divine agenda of good. That our nature as soul beings from star planets, wherever we came from, bring that core into our presence with one another. And we respect that and we honor it and we work together with it. Knowing that we have been very committed to take action, to identify and have removed from our homes, countries, cultures, worlds, etc., those agendas committed to domination or any other name may go by. So we know they're there. We have seen them there. We have felt them there, but we do more than know. We know what action we can take and have authority to do so. And that is what we do. So this series, I think it's number 4 and what I think will be 5, I was saying, which is unique in that there's information coming through all of us, but I got some through mainly our great grandmothers and grandfathers and saying, hey, let's get us involved. We are foundation for the families on the planet today. So I don't know if how much you've been watching the news. I know some of you watching maybe the election news and put what's right, what's wrong, what's truth, what's non-truth. You know how it is. Who knows? Because every place there is light, there is going to be co-opting. There's going to be those parasitic type agendas. It's go like, oh, that's a project. Let's use that energy. And we know that's been part of our mission from the beginning, is to identify and remove such energies. I've been watching quite a bit as much as I watch, the changes in Iran because the women standing up, the women, not that the men aren't, they are there in total support, many, many, many of them. But no, because my commitment is so much to knowing that it is the woman's job, the soul in a bodysuit called female, that had the right and responsibility to design a culture that would work and thrive, to bring that culture into being, and then to identify with her sensitivities any threat to that culture, so that she could say to the energies, I see who you are, put her staff in the ground, her sword in the sky, and say, not in my family, not in my life, not in my body, not in my country. And so it's been very interesting to hear from those whose families are in Iran, who's also vet very carefully the information they're sharing, the turnabout that's happening there. And I'm not going to go into that other than going, I am encouraged. I am encouraged. We've worked with Iran, the Ukraine, we've worked with Russia, Haiti's another place, Kenya's another place. They're all pockets. Wherever there's pockets of that energy of domination is what we are here to say, no. So that's what I'm going to just say about today. But as I got quiet, last week it was Chief Joseph that showed up and said, okay, let's get the women together. The indigenous tribe of women, the pioneer tribe of women, which is my heritage, and we're bringing the women together. And we gave the women of both cultures the opportunity to say, the men are getting ready to fight. The men are getting ready to fight. You know where that will lead to your children, grandchildren, great-grandchildren. You know where that will lead. Do you women want it? And we had the women take over and the men step aside and the women create resolution. So today, let's see what happens. So I'm just ready to do an intro, and then we'll do have space for you to have your own experience in this information journey. So we gather back with you again. These are the mothers, grandmothers that we have been working with for 5 weeks, going back to our original roots, the Neanderthal roots, the Persian roots, the roots of those grandmothers before they were captured, they holding the truth. So that is the we that is being referred to here. We gather back with you again. And what an honor it is. We know that many of you in the United States are very concerned about the direction your democracy has been taken. Like so many other light projects, they always attract those whose agenda is to use the light for their own purpose, the dominators, those outside of the divine family groups. Because you see them in your country and in the world today, says a lot about you. You are aware. You are sensitive. You are truth tellers. You are the eyes and the presence you promised to be. While you had been trapped without your original gifts of designing all good, of birthing forms of benefit and grandeur, and having the sensitivity and acknowledgement for your discernment of what is good and what is constricting, and without the authority to preserve that good, you learned, as we did, to live with fear, anger, hopelessness, and victimhood. What some of you are feeling are the residue of those survival experiences. Recognize them for what they are. Present fears and emotions Yes, but leading you back to past times when the seed of outside ownership was planted in your genetic line. What a blessing you are. What a blessing, you say? It doesn't feel like a blessing, you say? Those conclusions are also based on old survival stories that said you had no say, you have no power, you aren't enough. And so you suffered well, you stayed silent, well, until you could find rest in heaven, right? Well, remember, you in this circle are living from a new story. The story from knowledge of the hidden galactic to Gaia history. You know that you, in a female bodysuit, in this present moment of all time, have a powerful voice of Sophia authority, with her staff thrust firmly into Gaia and her sword of decree into the heavens to be answered. You have the power to declare the removal of all energy of ancient domination agendas from their existence to the present moment. Such removal frees your family's souls, the galactic worlds, those who originally chose them, and breaks up and dismantles cultures of domination today. You worry about the election. You worry about the conflict. You worry about the pods, the groups gathering around taking away power and taking away freedom. Don't worry. Step up with Sophia. Remember that power. We hold it with you while you take it back into your very core. Just see us with you, surrounding you. Gaia holding your feet. Sophia cloaking you in the azure vibrations of authority. And grace bringing in the glorious angels, the empowered love, not service with no end, but empowered love. With that energy that you are feeling, you are called to transform back to the time when female power was ripped, burned, drowned, wired out of existence. Connect with us. You've called us forth, your ancient grandmothers. We continue to hold the truth, the rock solid truth. You are the stream holding the thread, the timeline between us and you. Together we shake that timeline. We blow truth into the timeline. And we call for the PTO to remove all. PTO, remove all. Deep six, all energies that have entrapped, dominated, raped, pillaged, invaded. And now we are here with you, mothers and grandmothers from the beginning of life on Gaia. We have been called forth by you, restored by you to that original female mission. We stand and remove the chains placed on the bodies, the voices, gone. Our genetic lines, our DNA lines, our codes are now flowing because we decree it to be so. Flowing the harmonics and the frequencies into every individual's genetic lineage to spark awake, The energy systems our children and grandchildren on Earth today this moment. See those new codes like new songs singing inside every bodysuit, shaking off the scales of non-truth, of deceit, the shackles of entrapment. The new songs, all aspects of good, of respect, of generosity and love and more. And as you sit in your quiet, in just a moment, sit in those circles. See how ballots are marked. See how truth-telling dissolves those pockets, those groups who have been so focused on power over. See how they dismantle. Watch how they awaken those in female bodies in all parts of world conflict to freeze frame the male body. Stop and see the women gather on those fields to design resolution. So we invite you in your imagination to see what circle, what issue, where you are called to participate. You set the outcome. You have the power, the understanding of law, the connection to the divine to determine the outcome. So we will sit with you in this silence for the next 10 minutes until we bring you back from that journey. So we are honored to be with you today and look forward to your sharings when you come back to Circle. If you'd like to turn off your camera and be in quiet that way, you may, or you can stay on camera, whatever you choose. But enjoy this journey and be powerfully participating. So take just a little bit of time to bring to closure. Make sure that everything that's needed from you to be set in place has been done. Any information for you to bring back has been given. And then bring yourself back very safely. Your guides know exactly how to get you back into this circle. And when you're back, you can put on your camera and be back with us in physical. And if you need to capture anything from what you've experienced, just jot it down out in whatever way you do. And there is such value in hearing each other's voice and hearing your own voice. And so I'm going to break us into 3 different rooms. There'll be 2 or 3 per room. And we're going to be together for about 6 minutes. That gives you a couple minutes each to share, to hear, to hold space, to listen. And so the rooms are all set up. You're going to be moved into there effortlessly. You'll have about 6 minutes to share what that experience was for you, hear what it was for others, for the others, and then we'll come back into the main room. Any questions before we do that? Okay, you're on your way.
no. Oh, I don't want to be back yet. I didn't mean to push the button. Shit. I pushed the
I
wrong
don't think I
button.
can put you back. I'm sorry. I
Oh,
can do it.
oh, I pushed the wrong button.
Oh, well, so I should make it clear. You don't even have to push a button.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
know better. I know better. I feel well. Hi, Sharon. That
Hello.
was gorgeous.
Yeah. Who are you with? Let's see.
Oh, I
I'll
was
go
with
with
Deborah
Deborah
and
and Evie.
Evie. It was
Oh,
perfect. It was so
see.
fabulous.
Yeah, good people. This is, I mean, our woobies are wonderful, aren't they?
Oh, fabulous. I love every single one of them. And
I know.
I'm so glad I could be here. I was afraid I wouldn't be able to, but I really
know.
want to be because, you know, when you're on a mission and you have a download,
being
you know,
recorded.
Oh, I guess that's welcome back, everyone. Wasn't that great?
Yes.
Okay, so we have just a half hour. We won't go at all longer than that for sure. But I want you to give everybody the opportunity to bring, what one takeaway that they want to speak. And it could be a word or a short phrase. And I want you to capture it yourself and speak it into the circle. So if you need to write it down, do write it down. What is one takeaway that you are sitting with now after the entirety of this? And I'm going to start with, Sue when she's ready. Okay, Sue, so when you're ready, you'll be the starter and then you'll just tag around. And each of you speak and keep track of it and capture what the others are saying.
And my takeaway is change starts with ourselves first by being honest and being connected to our higher self, our soul, our spirit, that our problems are human and our solutions are spiritual. And the vision we saw and held was the spirit will help us through everything. Everyone on the other side will help us with everything. And I will call on Evie.
My message is change start, no, sorry. We are enough to remove the chains behind every woman. And the vision was a sacred bejeweled sword inscripted with everything that we've added to it today. Pass that on to Harley.
The message I got is the outside energy is being moved away. That which does not belong here, which is not of our galactic families, is being moved away. And it was stickier than usual. And that there are helper entities that are here awaiting our call, bringing in space and the qualities that we called into and set in this circle. So they're creating room for the change that we wish to occur. I also saw that transmissions, information, communication, the quality, the caliber is being changed. The visualization, I hope I'm getting this right. I saw those 3 little bars, and they went from being black to being white, which I took to mean that the quality, the caliber, and what's being transmitted information to people is going to be better quality, truthful, with integrity. And I will call on Karina.
Thank you. I want to apologize that I can't get my camera on without going to settings. And when I went to settings last time, I ended up getting booped out of the meeting. Wow. What I see is a circle of sisterhood, and where when I was doing the meditation, I was explaining to the sisters in our breakout room that my husband was calling to me saying, "What are you doing? Where's the key to the car? I still can't find it." And I was completely pulled away. Well, I allowed it to be pulled away. I didn't move physically, but energetically, taking care of making sure that the husband has the key and so that I can get back to my et cetera, et cetera. And what we discovered in our group was that all three of us had different shares, but they were all the same. And they all had to do with this empowerment that's coming from the ancestors and all the directions, all four directions, and all sorts of beings, and that we all kind of just saw that we had the same story, but all in different physical manifestations. But the beauty was that it still happened. The story still continued. The programming still happened in the circle, even though I was energetically pulled out of the circle. And I think that's the power of women coming together in a circle. So I hope that makes sense. And I don't have my glasses on, but I am, gosh, my eyes.
Don't worry,
I am going to choose Deborah.
you did good.
Okay.
Hey, Karina, it's good to see you again. It's been a long time.
It's so good seeing all of you.
Mine, I worked on stuff and did the thing, but what really struck me was when Cinda was sharing, and I just got a really deep knowingness of why the parasitics have been so intent on putting down women, because the power to create anything is beyond what I can even imagine. And I got glimpses of how powerful it is. And it's like, well, done. No wonder they had to do that. So it's just like, it's working. Thank you. I will call on Angelique.
Thank you, Deborah. What struck me really was that I was already writing before you were even halfway. And I was just writing down whatever you was going to say, and it was really funny. But just a little part of what I got is that I hear a sound of 1,000 drums synchronizing with the heartbeat of the mother. We are marching from all corners of the four directions, mothers, daughters, grandmothers, from all nations, from all colors. We walk the earth, and her body is covered with a layer formed by our bodies. We are one. We connect with our heart, with the heartbeat of the mother, and from within with the light of our hearts, and it shines. We shine as one, a huge light, a field of light, and this is our united power from within, as one together and as one individually. So, and I go to Alexandra. Yes.
I have to ask if you can hear me.
We can, Alexandra.
Okay. I went out on the balcony next to my glass office and spoke to various sources, not just the esoteric ones, but to God and Buddha. And I called upon all the great energies and powers of the universe, and I asked for healing the universe. And one thing that came up for me that kind of surprised me is I realized I needed to forgive myself, because sometimes I feel like I'm not being creative enough, I'm not being productive enough, I'm not good enough, and that these beings are there for me. And I had told Arlie I had an amazing experience a couple of weeks ago because a red bird ran into my sliding glass doors and just was laying there like dead. And my cats were circling around him. The bird was totally, completely unconscious. So I got rid of the cats and I worked on that bird for 10 minutes and he came to and flew off. And I thought we all have those powers, you know, the PTO, the deep six. And we just have to remember that we do have those powers and that we can use them. And this also made me feel better about the elections tomorrow because, oh, I feel like, well, we if we stop Trump, we can certainly stop some of this other stuff. So I feel a lot better about things, and thank y'all for sharing your wisdom. I am complete.
How about Sue? Yes, you began, Sue. Arlie, have you spoken? Oh my gosh, is everybody gone? Cinda, you're sitting there so quietly.
Oh, because am I normally not quiet?
No, you're
Um,
usually pretty bubbly.
yeah. So did you guys read Deborah's text, her chat about what a Starling group is called? It's called The Power. That's pretty amazing. And that is perfect lead in to what I want to say. And that is that I just came off of a powerful retreat that I ran from Friday through Monday. And the magic and the synchronicities and the ease and the flow and how every woman stepped into her own gifts and her own power and accepted more. And I mean, it just went on and on and on. And it is so incredible how powerful we are when we all come together. And then to have Deborah post the power of the starlings is even, I mean, that was our entire weekend. And so with, you know, following Sharon's gorgeous channeling, I just, you know, we are really on to something, guys. We are really on to something. And what I came away from after this weekend is it is so much bigger than we even realize. It is so much bigger than we even realize. It's like everything is lining up to support us. Everything is lining up to support us. And all we need to do is say yes and show up and get ready. And it is not going to ever stop, nor is it ever going to go back. So, I mean, even if the election doesn't turn out the way that we would want it to, even though I really hope that it will, it doesn't mean anything to the power or what we have set into motion. It's so much bigger than we are. But I think we all know that, but I'm fully aware of it now. It is inevitable. And I love that word. And I am bringing it into every paragraph that I can. So I am complete.
I'm going to do a grace whistle and let it giggle for you. And we stand here together today, claiming that our world, our country, all cultures, families, and lives are formed from self-love, wisdom, power with each other, goodness and sovereignty, focus and intention, clarifying to simplicity, discernment of truth, ineffable, justice for all, and peace of heart. And we call for those immense teams of all in the unseen to move the consciousness, our living biofields, and the living biofields of all to whom we are connected in love into that declaration. We call for the PTO, the tag healers, and the Galactic Council of Collectives of Consciousness to deep six and heal, remove everything that is, has, or would keep us from that. We ask that our causal teams designing programs with us design a program for the highest expression of that declaration for everyone to whom we are connected in love, both here and beyond. When those programs are designed, we ask that the codes for those on planet in physical suits be anchored into the first dimensional field of humanity, that the programs themselves be anchored in the fifth dimensional field, which is the pattern for the experiences of this lifetime. This declaration and of reality experiences has been chosen, it has been cleared, it has been designed, downloaded, anchored, and activated through our presence as authority figures, stewards of the land and of life, that it has reciprocal codes within Gaia and our galactic worlds. And so it is. And as we know, pathways within the brain, all brains are being so disrupted in this time of fear and chaos and COVID and beyond, that we are, every time we make a reality, we are anchoring it into the brain, pathways in the brain, within ourselves, but surrogately within all humanity. So we're going to use the Cook's Book up, and some of you know it, and if you don't, I'm going to just speak it too. So you're going to cross your ankles. You can sit, even if you're lying down, you can cross your ankles. You're going to cross your arms this way, first like this, and interlace the fingers, roll it up under your chin. This is work based on Dr. Doman in the 50s for brain injured people, how we reconnect our brain. So you're sitting in this position. We've just said to the brain the reality that we're choosing. The brain has got the reality. And now we're saying to the left and right hemisphere, connect, you connect together. Find the connection so it's a pattern in my brain. So then you put your tongue at the roof of your mouth, sitting in that position. Open your eyes and circle your eyes 12 times clockwise, then 12 times counterclockwise. Deep breath. See the response from your spiritual teams and those around us. The affirmations. And so it is. We are definitely up to something big. We are doing things, taking actions, making changes, because we have the right to do so in ways I've not seen anywhere else. So this is our role, this is our part of the greater mission. So thank you so much for being here. And you know, open up your mics if there's anything you want to say before we close. Now's the time.
I had, within the past week, I've had at least 3 women say to me, I finally used my voice and said something. And basically, there's no more. And I thought, whoa, this is trending. This is trending. That's what I wanted to share.
Thanks, Abby. Okay, until we meet again, wherever that might be, I love you.
Thank you, Sharon. Thank you,
Many
everyone.
blessings, everybody. Bye.
Good night.
you.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
Good night,
Bye.
everybody.
Thank
Good
you,
night.
Sharon.